May the gods protect us.
May the gods protect us.
May the ancestors inspire us.
May the ancestors inspire us.
May our actions define us.
May our actions define us.
May our prayers be heard always.
May our prayers be heard always.
May our philia strengthen us through our trials.
May our philia strengthen us through our trials.
May the spirits who are based and chill vibe among us.
May the spirits who are based and chill vibe among us.
May they be patient and understanding.
May they be patient and understanding.
May they bless this space.
May they bless this space.
So it will always be warm and inviting.
So it will always be warm and inviting.
May these words define the next moments to come.
May these words define the next moments to come.
So let it be.
So let it be.
Heathen just meant somebody originally that was out in the heaths, so it was like a country person. The religion survived as folk beliefs out in the country, so we were doing this, you were a heathen, and then that became pejorative.
The term heathen is just one of many labels that people can give to themselves. Some people just refer to themselves broadly pagan. Some people call themselves heathen, Norse pagan.
There's a lot of variety in what is a heathen. But mostly it's Germanic polytheism.
It goes back to the practices in Germany, England, and Scandinavia. The original religion there was a pagan type of religion that lasted until the areas were Christianized.
Christianity started spreading throughout Europe, and there became a decline in Germanic paganism through that period up until the medieval period, where you have Vikings raiding various peoples.
If you compare heathenry with Greek paganism, Greek pagans had a really good record. People were literate in Greek society, at least enough of them to write things down. The same thing with the Romans. The Germanic tribes were not literate. We didn't write things down. Things that got written down were written down after Christianization.
A lot of the surviving records that we have are from the Danes and from Icelanders. A guy named Snorri Sturluson wrote down a broad manual of understanding Norse poetry. And from that, he also included a lot of understandings of various deities and the religion and so on. From that and a couple of other writers, largely Christians writing about their enemies, some Muslims, and a few others as well. From those records, we have like a pretty decent understanding of what heathenry looked like in that period of time, but there are a lot of gaps and a lot of things were lost to time over the course of that process. I think there's 3 points of major spiritual inspiration, and those are the gods, the ancestors, and the land spirits. Of the gods, you have figures like Thor, Odin, Tyr, Freya, and the stories that surround them, and a lot of people connect with the gods through offerings or reading the stories. And the ancestors can be a similar process. So there's several Icelandic sagas, for example, that preserve some of the stories of our spiritual ancestors.
We honor our ancestors, we venerate them. We don't worship ancestors, but we venerate them like if you were a Catholic, you venerate the saints, you don't worship them, and it's the same thing.
A lot of heathens will utilize different ancestral practices or offerings with their direct ancestors or people that inspire them, that make up parts of who they are. Like, say, a philosopher that inspires them or something like that. They may adopt that as one of their ancestors and into their practice as well. And as far as the land spirits, there's a lot of localization in that process. A lot of heathens will be very environmentalist, interested in taking care of the land that is around them, giving like offerings to the land spirits that may come in the form of something like keeping a bird feeder or tending a garden or something like that.
Almost all pagan religions are animist. We almost all honor the land. A number of pagan religions also venerate their ancestry. We honor, and most pagans will honor some gods or goddesses. And the really different thing for us is that the gods and goddesses we honor.
Heathenry is a polytheist religion, and that entails many gods.
The name of the god means less than the attributes that we're honoring.
Odin became more of a prominent god because he ended up being the god of the nobility. And so if you're in charge and it's your god, you're going to make that kind of the top god. And by the time we got to writing anything down significant, that would be what you saw.
Historically, there's a lot of records about Odin as being like a king of the gods, for example. But that changes from region to region in terms of localization. The Danes, for example, venerated Tyr as a high god, like a king of the gods or something like that. And then you have the Norwegians, which venerated Odin. The Swedish venerated Freyr in that space. The Icelanders are a little different, and this is where a lot of Americans kind of draw a lot of their inspiration, where the Icelanders actually rejected kingship. They had a parliamentary system that is called the Althing. As a result of that shared history that we have with Iceland of not really being a fan of kings, our perspective on like the gods being in one of them is above all the others doesn't really show up as much, especially in this group. It's more the gods are present in different areas of our lives, and they have their areas of specialty, and they're in charge of that, maybe. If we're looking for peace and prosperity, we would look to Freyr. If we're looking for wisdom, we might look to Odin. If we're looking to environmentalist inspiration, maybe there's one would look to Jormungandr or some other more nature-focused deity or something like that. Modern heathens today will look to archeological finds of how people are understanding the past on that, to look to for inspiration of how did their ancestors, spiritual or otherwise, connect with the gods.
That's an archaeological find that women who were magic practitioners, Sithkonas or Volvas, had staffs to help them do their magic. Historically, women who practiced Seidr, which is magic, had a staff. A lot of them were these fancy iron things, and I don't know anybody that could make me a iron one. So my friend Murphy made this for me. He made it out of water oak, which is hard to work. It's got the twists in it because the tree had a vine around it. Written in this is Ule Featherhammer. This is written in anglo-saxon runes. This would be my magic name. We have some stones. And actually these jingles on this are historical. Practitioners had different things on there that meant something to them. The other side of this is Ith Gifu. This is roughly my name, which is Jennifer. And this is wave gift because Jennifer means white wave or gift of the waves. So, and interestingly enough, the jingles and things on a staff, it's probably Pan-Arctic because practicing shamans in Mongolia put different things on their staffs too.
I've got this sword here. For me, this is a ritual artifact, if you would call it that. It is ceremonial, it's not sharp, it's gorgeous, it makes me feel connected to a time in the past. I think a lot of what we do spiritually is for looks. It's why we wear garb, it's why we have bowls and bells and statues and idols. They are a way for us, again, to interact in a very physical way with whatever it is we're seeking spiritually. Offerings are broad things that in any way that you are doing something for the gods. It can be an act, an action, a dedication. When it veers into sacrifice, it's more something you are giving up very purposely for the divine. And so there's many different ways to sacrifice. You can bury something, you can throw it in the fire, you can drown it. There's a lot of different ways that you can go about it. It is a very physical representation of dedication. The gods don't want us gifting above our means. So that is exactly why I provide things like bay leaves and rice and seed and incense, things that don't break the bank. It's not a equation that you must balance, right? It's not a transaction taking place. It is literally a gift for maybe a gift in return. And for the gods, they do give us gifts of blessings, of peace and prosperity and many other attributes as well. If you're looking to, do well in an interview, maybe you just really want that little bit of extra strength and resilience to make it through, maybe you would make an offering to someone like Thor, who's very boisterous and confident and stuff like that. So it's just really a way to maybe get a little bit of extra attention in that moment of prayer to whatever deity it is, and just like really establish that reciprocity.
People are all different. I'm sort of a casual person, so mine is just this kind of collection of different deities and things that I might associate with that deity, and a cup for offerings and a plate for offerings. We have an altar cloth in place. One of the things that we have is a bowl with grain. And we use this as an offering to the gods and goddesses that we're doing a ritual to. To Frigg, who spins the clouds, whose distaff is among the stars, we honor you. To Freya, Lady Vanadis, chief goddess of the Vanir, we honor you. Frau Hala, bringer of snow and winter, goddess of warmth in the cold, bearer of the winter greenery, spinner of flax, divine weaver, we honor you. We honor you for all the blessings you have given us. We have brought these offerings so that we may give you gifts as you have given to us. From the gods to the earth to us, from us to the earth to the gods, a gift has been given, so may it be. Safe may you travel, safe may you come back, safe on the ways you travel.
For ritual, you are very purposely and physically going through motions that help you connect spiritually. I want people to feel spiritually fulfilled. And so I like to provide a very physical space. I set up, a large elaborate altar. Almost everything that you see here is something that I've purchased through the years. And it's all for the purpose of how can I make people feel spiritually connected? Because for so many people, spirituality needs to be a tactile interaction as well as an internal spiritual interaction. This is Hearth Summer, and it is Hearthfire's midsummer celebration. And when I do this ritual, I center it around the concept of peace and prosperity. The reason I do this ritual is to help people kind of remember that there are moments of peace in our lives. There are moments of prosperity that we can look to, and it might not be wealth, even though we all desperately need that. We don't need to forget the things that we do have. And there are lots of gods that can help us remember that. We can look to their stories, we can look to their myths, we can look to what our ancestors went through and understand that they too lived very difficult lives, especially those in Northern Europe. They lived in harsh conditions, and still they pushed through, and still they found moments of peace and prosperity. We can as well now.
From the gods! From the gods! To the earth! To the earth! To
Heathenry in general is a very inclusive religion. Our group is highly inclusive. I am the Heathen for Bracano, which is the kindred that manages the heathens of Georgia. Most of us were raised in another religion, and it just wasn't the religion for us. And we just fit better here.
I am founder and Gothi and president of Hearthfire Kindred. Our foundational beliefs are inclusivity and plurality in that order. We want to provide a safe space for people to gather.
Heathenry has a far-right problem. We have wacky people that want to be what they think Vikings are from watching the TV show, and then they go far, far to the right, and they're discriminatory. They're not nice people. And so we get kind of a bad reputation sometimes from that because they're the ones that show up on television, unlike the rest of us.
A lot of the attraction to heathenry from people of the far right kind of goes back to nationalist movements of like the early 20th century and late 19th century. Heathenry comes to America shortly after World War II through a Nazi named Elsa Christensen. She comes over and she is considered like the folk mother of this kind of racist movement. Other movements of heathenry kind of started up after that, where you have like different thought leaders with different perspectives on things, and a lot of them started rejecting that racism. And that journey kind of comes to a head in the 90s with a guy named Gamlingen, who wrote a couple of articles about race and religion and different ways of approaching heathenry. And he was in the 90s talking about how heathenry is a religion that should be accessible to anybody regardless of race, sexuality, gender, so on. He is kind of a genesis for more inclusive and progressive heathenry.
10 or so years ago, it was much more common for racists and non-racists to be at the same gathering because people were much more focused on, I just want the biggest group. I just want the most people together. I don't want any drama. And that's how they would refer to it, as no drama, no politics, as if heathenry itself isn't inherently political. You would have these groups where racists and non-racists just weren't allowed to talk about their political views so that they could share space together. And what was happening was that the racists felt really comfortable and the non-racists felt very uncomfortable. You would have people of color realizing that they weren't actually welcome in a space like that. And more importantly, they weren't safe in a space like that.
There is an attempt to find like some past inspiration to romanticize, to invent things around, to inject their kind of racist politics into, and they see some Germanic past as being a place for them to do that. They're kind of leftovers from a lot of the honestly poor historical work that was being done in that period of time that was connecting the ancient past to the modern concept of the nation state, which added this political lens to their observation of history. That bias has created an image that a lot of these people are attracted to. It's wrong, but it built an image that they're attracted to, and it's very frustrating. But it is a part of what we deal with.
I see the world now, especially on social media, and I see the very manufactured, very aggressive attempts to separate us, to divide us, to try to make us hate our neighbors, whether they look like us or not. And I refuse. And instead, I want to create a space where everybody can feel safe and get to know everybody. And we've seen that even today, people are able to make connections and help each other and aid each other in ways that they probably never would have.
The reality of what the spirituality looks like and the reality of who has spiritual experiences, who is heathen, right? Who do the gods reach out to, is a very multifarious thing. There are plenty of people that feel called to the heathen gods, and so those people are heathen, whether these races like it or not.
At the end of the day, what makes someone a heathen is really up to them. And what helps them feel at home here is, are they safe? Are they provided for? Are they going to be respected? Is there going to be consent honored? Are they being forced to do something that they're uncomfortable with? And as long as all of those things pass their personal bar, they'll most likely find some kind of home here.
I think that what makes any religion a legitimate religion is that there are practitioners.
There are a lot of churches that are just going to deny our experiences. That's fine. We don't need their legitimacy. We create our own through our experiences.
Christians have spiritual experiences. Heathens have spiritual experiences. Muslims have spiritual experiences. Hindus have spiritual experiences. Shinto practitioners have spiritual experiences. If you're giving credence to spiritual experiences in order to talk about a connection with your God, then what is to stop the argument of another making a connection with their God through their spiritual experiences?
Paganism in general is growing slowly. The political climate got safer to be out of, as the witches call it, the broom closet. The political climate is not as friendly now to minorities. So I think people are maybe practicing more privately, not doing as much open.
A lot of times religion has a reflection of the cultures that surround it. And we're in an era of a lot of conflict right now and a lot of disconnection. And I have hope that we can overcome that. I want us to be able to overcome that. But I think that the future of heathenry, like the future of a lot of other religions, is going to involve settling some differences here and there.
My hope is that we're able to eventually get to a point where we can just focus on the spirituality and not have to worry about the logistics and the problems, and we have a sense of permanency and we have a sense of security so that we can provide this level of community for any and all who may want it.
As a whole, we're a very positive religion, and I think that that would be a good reason that we would continue to grow.
We are looking back to gods that have been around for a very long time. Yeah, they went away for a while. The religion died, but we are here reconstructing it and reviving it and creating our own. We're creating our own myths, our own stories, we're creating our own experiences, and we do that through safe, inclusive, pluralistic community.